Hey, what's up, Stranger Things Ultimate Fan Forum and fans? It's Moderator Craig here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Stranger Things comic book series by Dark Horse Comics. This series is basically all about Will Byers and what happened when he was in the Upside Down, based on the events in Season 1. So all these covers here are cover A, which I've collected, and issue 1 is this, then issue 2, 3, and 4. So issue 1 is based on the episode The Vanishing of Will Byers. Issue 2 is based on The Weirdo on Maple Street and Holly Jolly. Issue 3 is based on the episodes what was it? The Body to the Monster. This one was based on the Monster until the Upside Down. Alright, so let's get started. The series opens with Will returning home from his D&D campaign at Mike's house when he spots something mysterious on the way home and he doesn't know what it is. So he decides to run out from his house and go to the shed so he can get a rifle. Once he's in the shed, he picks up the rifle, the lights grow, he sees the monster, and then he wakes up in the Upside Down. Then seeing the monster, it reminds him of like the campaign he was playing of D&D with Mike, Lucas, and Dustin. And then where Lucas suggested to cast a fireball, Dustin suggested to cast a protection spell. But in the real world, Will doesn't have them powers, so he's just got himself. And but the rifle comes in use, and in Will's mind he casts a fireball which shoots the Demogorgon, but Will is just left confused because he doesn't know if he actually killed the monster or just scared it off. But what he doesn't realise here is that he's not in the real world. He doesn't realise that he's in an alternate dimension called the Upside Down. So he goes to investigate. He goes inside to look for Joyce and Jonathan, but they're not home. So he suggests that Joyce is working and Jonathan just took his camera out, and he just decides to go to bed. I mean, not go to bed. He decides to rest, I should say. And hopefully Joyce and Jonathan should just find him when it's light out. Over here, Will has memories of previous campaigns where in here Lucas and Dustin are both mad at Will because Will couldn't cast a spell, and Lucas is saying they should have picked a different class, I should say. And then Mike's no rerolls because the party's already been gathered. So, and it's not Will's fault that he can't cast the spell because they're all on level 1, I think, yeah. And then he has how Will imagines it, so I'm guessing that's Will the Wise. That's probably Lucas, because I think Lucas was a knight in D&D, and I'm guessing that this is Mike because Mike was the dungeon master. And then after when Will wakes up, he realises that it's still dark out, and then this is when he starts to realise that he's not in the real world. And he can't find Joyce or Jonathan anywhere. So, and then in the series, you'll see advertisements for other comic series and all that. And then this is what Will's imagines from his D&D things, from Will the Wise and adventures, and then he thinks that he can get back somehow. So he goes to the place where he was last seen, which is on Mirkwood, and he tries to turn on his flashlight. It doesn't work, and then he just he doesn't know if he's alive or dead already. Then he sees a glowing light, and he can hear voices, which are people searching for him in the real world. And then once the light hits the ground, he goes over to investigate, and it turns out to be 11. So this is 11, where she's wearing like the Benny's Burgers t-shirt, so this is probably just after when she's escaped from the bad men that came to Benny's looking for her, and she retreated into the woods. And this must be how 11 knew about Will, because she's seen him in the Upside Down. And then Will remembers like previous campaigns where Mike would often play like characters that the party would encounter on the journey. As he tries to approach 11, she fades away, and then Will's just left on his own again, and you can hear people calling out for him. And then he's shouting out, I'm right here, and, but like they can't hear him because he's in the Upside Down, but he can hear them because it's from echoing from the real world back into the Upside Down. Then after this, Will, he returns back to his house to see if he can communicate with anyone. So he tries to communicate through the TV, and then Will's just like, just because it worked in a movie doesn't mean it'll work in real life. So, and then he comes up with another idea, which is to go into his bedroom to find this supercam. And then this is at the end of episode 1, where Joyce gets the phone call, and it's Will. This is based on this scene here, where Will is talking over the supercam, and Joyce can't hear him except just the breathing because he's in the Upside Down. And then, but Will has no choice but to like get away, because as soon as he gets connection, the Demogorgon finds him. But Joyce is still heard over the supercom. Issue 2 opens up from where issue 1 had just left off, where the Demogorgon has just found Will, but Will can hear Joyce over the supercom. But Will has no choice to either hide or fight the Demogorgon, even though his mom's in range. Here he says to himself that he doesn't know how fast the thing can move, and if he can get to the rifle before it, and it's worth a try. So he successfully manages to get to the rifle before the Demogorgon can find him, and he decides once again to shoot it, and manages to shoot a bit of the like a tooth off the Demogorgon once, and then once again the monster has gone, and he's left alone, and he tries once again getting into range with his mom, but there's no one there. And then this is like from what it's like in the real world, where you can just see Will standing there, but he's right there, and he's trying to get into contact, but no one's picking up. And then back here, he has like a flashback from where Joyce is apologising to Will because they live too far out, and then Will's like, it's okay, because he can still keep in contact with his friends, but back in the Upside Down, he just can't. And then here, this is based on the episode The Weirdo on Maple Street, where like Will, he uses the mobile phone, well not mobile, the landline I should say, to connect with the real world. Here, Joyce picks up again, and then just like in the episode, Will says Mom, and Joyce hears him, but then Joyce gets electrocuted by the phone, and so does Will here. And then Will, he's trying to talk again, but he can't because Joyce, like both the phones are down, they're not working. And then Will runs back to his room, but what he doesn't know, there's lights that are following him, leaving a trail. And then he tries to use the supercom once again to get in contact with Joyce, but she can't keep in touch. And then just right then, his music box starts playing Should I Stay or Should I Go? And then he sees if he can communicate through there, but he can't. and then with the music that draws the attention of the Demogorgon, and Will, you can hear it and all that. So, but since how he's out of ammo, so he can't fight it, so the only things he has to do is hide and stay very quiet. And then just after that, he realizes that the Demogorgon's gone, but this is like the time where it tried to attack Joyce in the real world, but Will didn't know that because he was in the Upside Down. And then like he tries to he comes up with the idea to, if he goes further out, you'll see if he can get into contact. And then he goes further out into Mirkwood, he goes to downtown Hawkins, and then he hears a scream. And then this reminds him of a previous campaign where they were talking about helping people that were in trouble. And then Will, he remembers pure instinct that directs to run towards danger rather than away from it. And then he hears screamings shouting Nancy, and you know who that is. And then he hears a scream again, and then he runs further, but then it just stops by the time he gets to it. And then by the time he gets to the place of the attack, there's no one there, but he finds the glasses which belong to Barbara Holland, and she was attacked by the Demogorgon and killed. Justice for Bob, everyone. So he finds our glasses in the pool, and then he feels useless because he failed to like save her, and then he returns home because he wasn't able to save someone who needed help. And then he goes and he sits alone in here, and then here, this is where Will can hear Joyce communicating. She's saying, "Will, are you here?" And then this is when Joyce is communicating through the lights to Will, and then Will's like, "Yes, I'm here, I'm here." And then Joyce is talking back, telling him to blink once for yes, twice for no. Will's confused, saying, "Blink, what does that mean?" And then he actually does blink once for yes, and then she asks, "Are you alive?" Will blinks once, but he's confused because he doesn't know if he is alive or if he's dead, which everyone knows he is alive. And then she says, "Are you safe?" He blinks twice because Will knows that he isn't safe. And then here, Joyce is just asking too many questions, saying like, "I need to know where you are" and all that, but Will doesn't know where he is, and he couldn't get himself to say no. So then, and then you can see a bit of Joyce here from the real world trying to communicate to Will. And then Will, here we have issue 3 of the Stranger Things comic series, and it follows off from issue 2 where Will has just outrun the Demogorgon and he's hiding, and it says how much of good hiding skills Will has, to like how he's been like hiding from like bullies and games and all that, but this time it's for his life, and he's doing it to survive. So he's hiding in a graveyard, which we'll later see in the series during you'll see, I'll just and then he goes over to Mike's house to see if he can get into any better range to the real world, better contact. He goes down to the basement, and then you can hear this, and he's thinking, "Is that the guys?" And he's like, and then once again he's hearing it, and then it eventually comes through and has "Search for Will Byers, tragic end today." And then Will's like, "No," and then it has like Byers' body found in the water by police earlier this, and then it breaks down, and then it breaks down. So this is from in the series where Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler were watching the news about when Will's body was apparently found in the quarry, but it turns out that it wasn't Will. And then Will's running home, and he's confused and upset because he doesn't want people to stop looking for him because he's still alive. He runs back to his house, screaming out for Joyce, and he spells out "not dead," but this time Joyce like doesn't pick it up. So he's trying to like use his radio, his music video music box, I should say, and his supercon, but like he can't get in touch, and then like depressed, he starts to sing like, should I stay or should I go? And this is seen in episode The Body, where Eleven manages to contact Will to prove to Mike that Will is still alive. And then it goes back to memories from D&D campaigns from Will. And then after that, after the memories, it goes back to Will in the Upside Down, and then you can hear, should I stay or should I go? But it's not coming from his music in the Upside Down, and he's hearing voices shouting for Will, and it turns out to be Joyce. And then Will, he goes over, he finds the portal that the Demogorgon created, and the music's coming from there because that's leading into the real world. And then to get the attention, Will starts thunking onto the portal to get the attention, and then there's Joyce, and he's shouting, "Mom!" And then he's like, "Mom, please!" And then Joyce eventually finds him, and they begin to talk, and then she's shouting, "Will, I'm here, God, Will!" And then just then, soon as Will's close to getting back home, the Demogorgon finds him, and he shouts again, as in the series, he shouts, "Mom, Mom, it's coming!" Joyce is like, "Tell me where you are, how do I get to you?" And then just like in the series, Will shouts, "It's like home, but it's so dark and empty, and it's cold. Mom, Mom!" And then Joyce is like, "Listen to me, I swear I'm going to get you, okay? But right now, I need you to hide." And then Will, he's like, "No," he's like, "No, please." And then she's like, and Joyce is shouting, "I'll find you, but you have to run now." And Will runs just in time before the Demogorgon can catch him, and he manages to run and hide. He hides once again back in the graveyard, and then he hears the voices, "Do not be dismayed, will strengthen, will help." And then this encourages Will to like get his bravery back and to return home to escape. And then this is based on the funeral scene for Will, for what appeared to be Will, and it's kind of cool since how Will actually experienced it. I mean, but that's just in the comic series, not in the actual series, but it's still pretty cool. And then as soon as Will returns home, I mean, I'll say they kind of got this wrong in the series because like in the series, like the gate, like the portal, like it closed, but somehow it's still open, and here it's Lonnie on the other side, and he's like boarding it up. So I'd say that's what they got wrong in here, because the portal had closed, but in here it's open somehow. I don't know, maybe it's just closed in the real world, but still open on the Upside Down. But Will doesn't, I mean, Will tries to get the attention of Lonnie, but Lonnie doesn't know about Will on the Upside Down. He tries to break his way through with the chair, but the chair just ends up breaking. And then Will knows that he's trapped, and he gets upset by that. And then once again he goes back out into Mirkwood to try and like get help, or to see if there's any other like portals that lead back to the real world. And it's just then where he hears like a man crying out for help, and it turns out to be Henry. And if you don't know who Henry is, he was a hunter he went out hunting with Dale, and they never came back. And this is seen in episode The Fleet and the Acrobat, where officers Powell and Callahan go over. Here we have the final issue of the Stranger Things comic series, and this is based on episodes the bathtub and the Upside Down. It opens up where Will has just like he tried to escape through the portal, but it resealed, and he just doesn't know how long he's gonna last. And then he just thinks, and then he's seeing that the air's like getting harder to breathe due to the Upside Down's not fresh air. And then he's thinking, maybe I just need to rest. And he says, I know just the place. And then this is how he sees things. He sees himself as Will the Wise, exploring, and then he eventually makes it to Castle Byers. and then that's just the place where Will knows. So this is how Will imagines Castle Byers in his D&D memories, and then he knows he's getting weaker, and he just needs to rest, and he calls Castle Byers his home away from home, and then he just collapses onto the floor, and then once again he sees the light glowing, and it has Will, and then a hand comes over and makes contact, and then Will's thinking, who's that? And it turns out to be 11. She says Will, this is based in the scene in the series where 11 finds Will in the void and tells him that his mom is coming for him, and then Will tells her to hurry. I mean, like, this is how it looks, how it really looks, but this is how Will imagines it. And then just saying, just hold on a little longer, okay, Will. And then she eventually she vanishes before Will, and then once again Will's left alone. And then he knows that Joyce is going to be coming for him, but he doesn't know how long he's going to make it. How long he's going to last alive. And then he says this place is taking everything from him, almost. Then he starts once again to sing, should I stay or should I go? And with the singing, it draws the attention of the Demogorgon. It ends up running towards Castle Byers, finding him, and then once again, after when he knows it's too late, the Demogorgon's found him, and then this is how he imagines it. The Demogorgon just breaks into Castle Byers, and then it takes him. Will then has a flashback to when he's in the library with Mike, and they're talking about campaigns for D&D and in their ideas. And then just after that, when they're in the library, Will actually wakes up to find himself in the upside down version of the library with the tendril stuck in his mouth and down his throat. And then he wakes up and he's like, and he can't move, he's stuck, and he's just left there to die. He sees Bob, and then they are all starting to talk to him. And then all the other victims, I'm guessing, that's the scientist from the opening scene in season 1. That's Dale, Henry, and the scientist that was forced into the Upside Down to investigate in season 1. And then Will, he has his very first vision of the Mind Flayer, and all these people just start talking to him. And then it's just then where he sees 2 people in hazmat suits, and you know that's Joyce and that's Hopper. Hopper pulls the tendril down, and then Joyce she's seeing him, she's trying to get him out, and then they eventually save him. It goes all black at first, and then he wakes up and he's in the hospital with Joyce and Jonathan are visiting. Will's like, where am I? And then this is how Will sees it. He begins having visions. I mean, this isn't in the show. It's just in the series. Jonathan's telling him he's safe. I mean, this is kind of scary how Will imagined it. And then he knows that he's just seeing things. And then he's talking about Jonathan, and Jonathan's saying that you missed him, and you really missed him. And then Will's talking to the party, saying, "It got me, the Demogorgon." And then Mike tells him that it's dead, and they made a new friend. And then Will knew straight away he was talking about 11, and she stopped it. She saved us. Mike then says, "But she's gone now." And then Will is left to wonder if it's all over, or if anyone can truly face a Demogorgon and emerge unscathed. So, and then from that moment, that's when Will began having his visions from the Upside Down, and that brings the end of this comic book series of Stranger Things by Dark Horse Comics. Alright, and before I end the video, I just wanted to show you guys all something which I'd found out, which I didn't even know about until I got told about this, where you turn all the comic books upside down, and then it creates this. It shows the Demogorgon, and then Will's bike here, and there, and then it shows Mike on his bike, he's coming across it, Lucas, and then it has Dustin. So this is a really cool thing for all for like the end of the comics. And thanks for watching this video, and once again, Craig here, moderator of Stranger Things Ultimate Fan Forum, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.